everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Leanna. I've done this video a few times because I keep going off on tangents and I keep going blah 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 and it's just not working. Anyway, we are talking about pivoting today. We're talking about it because of the recent changes on Poshmark, which we're not really going to get into, but there's been a lot of people saying that they're shutting their closets down, they're quitting, they're leaving, it's the last straw, this is ridiculous, oh my god, it ruined my business, I haven't had a sale in a week, etc., etc. So I want to talk about pivoting because we have very little control over what a platform will do. That's it. I mean, that's the truth. You can email Poshmark, you can email eBay, you could say, hey, I don't like this, and you could give them their reasons. And I do encourage you to do that. I do think it's important to be heard, but they don't care. You know what? They're going to try something because it benefits them. So this new fee structure does benefit Poshmark. Not saying that's right or wrong. It is what it is. And that's okay. It does benefit sellers as well. It's the buyers that are kind of, and I understand that if you know what, you're upset about it and your sales have all of a sudden dwindled to nothing, if you want a recourse and you want to email Poshmark, absolutely 100% do that. I think your voice deserves to be heard as well. Now, saying that, I think we're hearing a lot more of the negative because negative is louder than positive. 100%. If you say something positive, you might get a couple of likes, but if you say something negative, it blows up. It's the nature of, I don't know what it is the nature of, but it is. So I do believe that there are much more positive aspects to the new change, and a lot more people are finding either no change in their sales or pretty much the same, or they've increased their sales or everything's fine. So I know for me, my sales are okay. They haven't been great on Posh US for a while anyway, but they're not really plummeting or anything like that. So I'm okay with the changes. I think overall it's going to be fine. I do believe that it's been 12 days since they brought it out. I think 12 days is not a good time period to realize that your business is in ruins because of it. I think that having no sales for a week, yeah, it sucks and it's not good. But to me, that's telling me more that you're not going with the flow of the change. That you haven't changed your business model to help incorporate this new change. I think these are the people that just, do what they do and they want to continue doing it with the same results. And you can't do this in this business. You have to pivot because you have very little control. So if Poshmark or eBay or Etsy or whoever brings in a new policy, you as the business has to make the decision whether you want to incorporate it into your business, whether you want to deal with it, or whether you want to walk away from it. It's up to you, 100%. To be successful, I do believe that you need to pivot. You need to pivot. You need to think outside of what you've been doing and try something different. Try a new strategy. And if you don't want to, that's up to you. I don't want to say, do it this way. That's not what I mean. What I mean is a business always has to be thinking. They have to be evolving. They have to be going, what's going on in the world? What's affecting my sales right now? What's trending right now? What is selling right now? What can I do that will help my business succeed because now Poshmark is charging my buyers something? And I think for me, that's what I'm doing. I'm sitting back and I'm going, okay, they've made a change. I don't think it's a horrible change, but how can I make the transition easier for buyers? How can I attract buyers into my closet? That's an age-old question anyway. You should always be thinking that way. So for me, I'm going to be looking at my prices, see if there's any wiggle room there to help accommodate some of the buyer fees now. But you know what, the shipping discount is helping a lot, which I think is fantastic at the moment. But we'll see. I want everyone to realize, though, that it's your business. The platforms are your tools. So if you choose to leave a platform because of whatever policy, you have to make sure it's good for your business and absolutely do it. 100%. And I also think that a lot of people that are talking about leaving and closing up shop and doing whatever, this is like the last straw. It isn't I think there's very few of them that, this new this fee structure came out and they got no sales for a week and they decided to close up. Because honestly, if you're closing up after a week of no sales and saying it's ruined my business, then you don't know how to pivot. You don't know business. You're not, it sounds harsh, doesn't it? But I don't think you know business. And yeah, you know what? You got to have a backup plan for those times when sales are slow, when, something happens and you have to have a backup plan. You always have to be thinking and changing things up. Now, I don't want to be changing things up all the time. I think it's annoying. I think it's frustrating. I sometimes would just want to list my stuff, do what I have to do, make my sales. That's what I want to do. So I totally understand the frustration. But as a business, I also have to keep in mind what is going on. And a perfect example of that is when I started in 2019, when Poshmark Canada came to Poshmark, the world was fairly normal. Nothing was really going on. I started really, really slow because I was going through some personal things and I wanted to get my head straight, and, my confidence wasn't there. So I needed to build myself up again. So I did. I started really, really slow. And by the time I got really comfortable and going, yeah, okay, this is going to be great, I love it, the pandemic hit, which is an anomaly. It produced things in our market that we hadn't seen before. Stores were closed. People couldn't go shopping. So online businesses boomed, right? Because you couldn't go outside, couldn't be around people. So, I'm going to shop online. Not only did it bring us more buyers to the online markets, it brought us more sellers, because people were sitting at home because they couldn't go to work and they were whatever. And they were like, okay, so I want to make some extra money, or I'm bored and I want to do something. So they flocked to the online platforms. They went to eBay, they went to Poshmark. So we do have an influx of sellers at the same time. But we also had buyers. We had a lot of buyers because they had very little choice, if no choice at all. And now, come 2022, 2023, stores are open, people can go out. And that's when the market started to change again, because now, as an online seller, I also have brick and mortar as my competition. Put into that thrifting has become the new trendy thing to do. Save the landfill, save the planet. It's cheaper, it's better, you get better things, all that stuff. We have even more competition. So we have to keep that in mind. As business owners, if I run a high-end boutique, do I worry about the Walmart that's going to open up next door to me? Because am I going to have the same clientele? Do I worry about, if I'm a Walmart, do I worry about the Dollarama or Dollar Tree? That is beside me. You know what I mean? So as a business, I need to think about, who am I in competition with? Who are my buyers? Who buys from me? What do they buy from me? What do they expect from me? So this is when going into your sales reports and looking at what you've sold, the brands you've sold, how much of that you've sold. That helps a lot. But also knowing your sell-through rates. When you're going out to source, you need to know what is selling. And I have been better at that. I have been leaving things behind, even if I think they're super cool, because first of all, condition, if the cost of goods is too high, if the sell-through rate is not there. So if I pick out something that's really, really cool, I'm like, yeah, this is great, it's a great brand, and I check and there's like 1,000 of them listed and only 50 sold, I put it back, because it's not going to sell. It's just not going to sell fast enough for me. And I have about a year or so that things are allowed to stay around, because I am limited in my space. So checking your sell-through rate is absolutely key, especially in times when things are a little bit tougher. So the economy plays a part in that. People have less spending money. Pandemics mean a lot. All these things are happening in the world mean something, and it does affect to a certain degree. But you still have to have the items people want. So you have to check your sell-through rate. Also, I was going somewhere with that, and I totally lost my train of thought. So I was talking about sell-through rate, cost of goods as a business owner. If you can now lower your cost of goods, that would be a really good thing, because you could pass those savings on to buyers. Because you know what? The buyers only have a set amount of buying power, money that they can spend. So with Poshmark's new fee structure, they are taking some of that buying power away from the buyers and giving it into Poshmark's pockets. So they're taking it away from us sellers as well. We are the ones that have to make up the difference for them. So you know what? I am going to be checking my prices and seeing, you know what, do I have any little bit of wiggle room that I could offer to those buyers to help make up for it. Now, Poshmark has also offered, a reduced shipping, which is actually really helping, I think. I think that helps a lot, so that's a good thing until the end of the year when they start charging for that program. But again, they're a business and they're looking after themselves, and that's fine. It's fine. It's what you do. I'm a business. I'm going to look after myself as well. So things I'm going to be doing to pivot, to do things a little bit differently, because some stuff is just not working. Number one is I noticed that over the summer my sales have dwindled because I just wasn't putting the work in. It was a nice summer. I sat out in the backyard. I read a lot, and I did some stuff. I rested, and I just wasn't motivated to list a ton, source a ton, all that kind of stuff. So going forward, instead of saying I'm going to do 10 listings a day or 5 listings a day, whatever it is, I'm going to be spending a certain amount of time. So I have chosen between 9 and 4 to actually work on my business. That means sourcing, listing, prepping, photographing, YouTube, because YouTube is part of my business. That doesn't mean that I just open up my app at 9 o'clock and close it at 4 o'clock. If I have questions or offers to deal with outside of those times, I absolutely will do that. I also said 9 to 4 because it gives me some time. I get up fairly early, and lately it's been really weird. I've been getting up at 1 and 3. I don't know. But it gives me time to get up, do my morning stuff, maybe go to the gym, get ready for the day and start my day. So the 9 to 4 is kind of wiggly. I don't know. I'm having a day. It's more about spending about 6 or 7 hours per day on my business, doing the things that need to get done in order to be successful. So that's what I'm going to be doing going forward. I'm also, again, going to be checking my prices to see if there is any wiggle room, see if I can do anything with that, as well as my offers to likers, just to see if there's any wiggle room with that. If you are sending out offers to likers on Posh US via a automation, make sure you have no shipping discount if you're a Posh ambassador, because if you're still offering the shipping discount, you will be paying for that shipping discount. Poshmark is paying for it right now, so you just send an offer with no discount and they will get the reduced shipping. Just as an aside there. So that's about it. I think that's about it. It's really about pivoting. It's about changing up what you're doing, because you know what? I think you need to be doing that. Sometimes, I used to sell Torrid left, right, and center. Love Torrid. It would sell really well for me. And now I don't pick it up a ton. It has to be a very specific price point. Like we're talking $3, $4 maximum, depending on what the item is. Because it's just not selling for me like it used to. And that just could be the styles that I'm getting, not the brand itself, it's the styles. So, okay, so that's about it. Please remember that the platforms are your tools to use. They're not your employers. And to pivot, to look at things with a different set of eyes, to try something new, go to a new store, try a different brand, do what you have to do. Check your sell-through rates, and that will help you out immensely at this time. Anyway, that is it for today. I hope everybody has a fantastic Monday. Nope, it's Tuesday. Yesterday was a holiday. Have a fantastic Tuesday. I think I might go take a nap. Anyway, I'll see you all next time. Bye.